Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How's it going, guys? Actually, I might lower this a tiny little bit. I got to go underneath the computer here. Where? I clipped a little bit last time. How's that sound? Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the new rebranding of the channel. Well, we're going to be trying to do that, okay? So we switched the name, as you can see, from Poppy Plus to Mark Carsky, and that is who I am. That's my name. That's my full name. And I kind of want to explain why we're doing that and why I kind of chose that direction, but it's a little bit hotter in my basement than I thought it was. It's usually fucking freezing, but today it's hot. So I think I'm going to switch into one of the clothes I was wearing yesterday. So, movie magic. What position was I at? Like this? But we're back. Look, actually, now I want to wear a hat. Okay, movie magic again. What was it? Did that look real enough? Like I just like I switched out and didn't move? Okay. So, that makes the headphones sound bad. There's not a good seal. Fuck it. Okay, so today I want to talk about Mark Carsky, who is I am him, and Wineboxpapi. So I want to talk about how that's a character and kind of what we're doing and the whole goal of what's going on with this. Because there's a lot going on in my mind, a lot of planning, and I kind of, you know, when I talk about like how busy everything is, I feel like I kind of always want to also say like, even though it doesn't seem like it, right? But there's always so much going on in the brain and trying to pick out what move to make next. So I was recently, that was water for everybody listening on all listening places except for SoundCloud because they make you pay. Fuck them. Sorry for the mess, by the way. I'm moving in 3 weeks to the city, so we just have shit everywhere because that makes life easier. I want to start talking because so right now I'm going through a huge change in my life, right? I'm turning 24 years old. I'm not turning 34, contrary to probably popular belief. I'm so groggy this morning, and it is 11 o'clock. 11:30. Ooh, give me this coffee, baby. I'm gonna need another one. That's not good enough at all. So as I grow farther into becoming like more of my own self, and I'm kind of watching people that I look up to, and people that not who I want to become, but I like traits of certain people. Like that's how I kind of did this, right? That's what doing life is, right? Because there's no real originality anymore right now, especially in the beginning of podcasts, guys. A thing for me, even with videos, is as the longer I talk into them, I get more of the flow going because I work alone, right? Like I work by myself. I'm editing all the time. So I'm not like talking to people constantly. So usually this talking to you guys is my first time talking throughout the day, unless I'm talking to my dog or like, Jesus fucking Christ. Or like talking to my dog or through the vlog, which can be found on patreon.com/Wineboxpapi or as a member on my main YouTube channel. But this isn't like saying I want to just make an indication between the Mark Carsky, this channel, and that channel. But because I noticed that people were saying when they commented, like when I came from Wineboxpapi and then I came over to Poppy Plus, I was taken back that they were like, somebody's like, I can't believe that they're even the same person. And I was like, maybe they're not anymore, really. Because like, you know, I obviously can get to that point, but like I've always really wanted to. I feel like the main thing is to probably lean into it being a character because it really is becoming one. Because all the time I'm just saying things that like I'm like, okay, what would Wineboxpapi say? Type shit, right? So that is a character to me. I'm like, because I'm not thinking what would I say. It's because you guys see me laugh when I have things come out of my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that out loud? And hey, I like touching this microphone. This is a very expensive microphone, and this is expensive. I'm going to touch this all I fucking want. Everybody always comments like, take a shot for every time you touch the microphone. You'd be fucking dead. Everybody does it. Everybody. Buy this, just buy the microphone and this, and you will do the same thing without talking to it. Fuck, I need to get a charger. One sec. See, this is why you keep everything messy in your basement, because you could just walk right over there and get a extremely ginormous mobile charger for your MacBook. Come here, you little bitch. Let me put this little penis inside of you. Yep, that's what I say to all my devices when I plug them in. I'm like, let me put this dick in you. Come here. Okay, so with Mark Carsky, I want to, because when I go on stage, first of all, I want to start talking about stand-up, and I said that a couple podcasts ago. I don't go by the moniker Wineboxpapi on stage. That would be fucking cringe. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine? And here's Wineboxpapi, and everybody be like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What? Some people have. It's giving me an update. Some people have names, which is fine. I'm not saying it's bad to have a name, but I don't because I'm a narcissist and I think my name's fucking awesome. I think Mark Carsky's a dope name, to be honest. That was me drinking water again for everybody listening. So another indication that I don't like this camera angle. I want you guys to see more of the table. I feel like I like that better. You guys can see my hands and stuff. So another indication, aside from people commenting and saying, I can't believe these are the same people, is when, I think the first time I noticed this was when I worked with Amira Foods. You guys can go follow her on Instagram. When she came over, she was like, you're so nice. And I was like, yeah, why? Oh, fuck. Yeah, Wineboxpapi exists. Because, like, that's the only thing you see of me. And so when people comment saying, like, hey, man, like somebody actually commented yesterday saying, like, I don't fucking like you, but I like the content. And I was like, I totally understand. I completely understand. Thank you for being so honest. And I totally get it. Because Wineboxpapi, on purpose, is a cynical, will pick apart little everything. Like he, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of cynical, so it's just observational, cynical. He just picks every little thing out about you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good person, right? That's why I could never sustain that, right? That's why I'm drinking energy drinks before it. That's why there's like yelling and like the main purpose of Wineboxpapi, and this has always been the main purpose, and why I yell, and the yelling is probably going to stop because I am moving to the city, but I want it to, and I don't care how I look when I do it, because genuinely the main reason that I want this, and I wrote, this is going to sound fucking so gay, because I was being interviewed by a magazine, and I'm going to be finishing that up today, and they were asking questions. That's what fucking interview is, and I'm just typing them out and shit, and one of them was like, why, like, what's the goal of this or something, and it was so easy for me to answer is escapism, right? Like entertainment, obviously, but that's also escapism and entertainment are intertwined. It's the same thing. It escapes from reality. Like if you play video games, right, you're going to be escaping. It's going to be taking your mind off of things. And that's why I want it to be so intense. That's why I want to say crazy things. I want you to be able to get away from this life for the 7 to 15 minutes. I do want them to be longer. I genuinely do, but I'm not going to make them 30 minutes. I'm not an idiot, right? So the way they're set up right now with the videos, if you guys are watching and are ever wondering and why they're sometimes shorter, it's just for the benefits, right? Because too long is worse, I think. So I do want to make a separation of that. Wineboxpapi is just like a pure, just to say, I would say not a pure comedian, right? It would be, he'll say anything to make you laugh, right? And the difference between the comedian of Wineboxpapi and the comedian of Mark Carsky would be, mine is more thought out. It has a rhythm. It would be on purpose, right? Like the things I say would be completely on purpose. What I say, I have no fucking clue what I'm going to say. It's all improvised. It all just flies out, and I'm shocked sometimes. I'm like, whoa. But to me, that's fun. And to me, that's what I want it to be. I want it to be where you could just go there and get away. But I definitely want to, I can't, like, the main thing that's always kind of bothered me was, not bothered me, but I really wanted people to understand. I want them to feel like they're watching a TV show, you know? Not like a TV show, but like a show. Like let's say you're going to see him, right? Imagine you're tuning into, and this is what I kind of like, when you walk into a comedy club, right? You are kind of agreeing that you are willing to take whatever they say out loud. You're subjecting yourself to whatever they say. And to me, when you click on that, you kind of are, right? So when I get like negative, that shit's hilarious when people get offended. But I kind of want that same, and I don't think there ever will be, because people are always going to look at it as just a kid with a camera, right? That's what I think people do. Well, definitely not a kid. They think that's an old man with a camera. And I think a lot of people might think that they're my thoughts. And I actually believe these things I'm saying, or like they don't think I'm joking. Like some people actually think I feed my dog chocolate. because I said it in a YouTube video, dude. It's hilarious. It's insane. But I think making that distinction to people, it doesn't matter. People will never get it, even if, let's say, I never made the distinction and never separated them. I think this isn't like damage control or anything. It's just kind of like for me to have my distinction of me as opposed to Wineboxpapi, right? Because Papi Plus would be an extension of him, but it isn't, because currently throughout life, the main things I'm trying to work on, right? Like, I'm a super kind and nice person. Wineboxpapi is a cynical asshole piece of shit, which is so much fun to do, but isn't sustainable, right? It's like Logan Paul. Like, you think if you hang out with Logan Paul, he's gonna be like, let's go vlog, like crazy. No, like, if you hang out with me, I'm gonna be like, what's up, man? How's it going, dude? Yo, right? And nice and shit. I definitely don't want people. I wonder how people would act. I've met people, random people in person before. I wonder if people would think I'm an asshole. That'd be funny. Hey, spit in my mouth. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? Well, oh yeah. So the things I'm kind of working on right now is, so the growing as me. I'm trying to be more like just grateful of things around. Like, I'm just trying to focus more on the Gary V, because he was the one who started my life. He's the guy for everything. He's the reason I'm here, the reason I'm doing this. I owe almost absolutely, well, everything to him for sparking it in me. Obviously, it's all on me to do it, but he did spark it. He's the reason why I had that hustle, and I honestly have recently lost it. And because like by hustle, like I put out content. I think I put out quality content daily. Sometimes I miss a day. Because, you know, I was doing 14 comedy videos a week in the beginning. And that's fucking hustle. That's fucking insane. That is insanity. I could only do that right now when I hire somebody. I plan on hiring somebody in Chicago for like once or twice a week type shit. But I love Wineboxpapi, and I will never stop doing that. That to me is also escapism. I'm having fun with you. Like, I feel like I'm watching it with you. Well, I'm watching the TV show, and I'm also watching him, and how that evolves, and what route I want to go down with that, and like who he loves to make fun of all the time, right? Because like I don't know. It's just great. But what was I saying? I always lose track because I don't like to have notes. I don't like to go off of anything. I just like to. If I miss it, well, that apparently wasn't that important, or I will get back to it next time. But my main thing is, like, whenever I feel lost, I always try and go through, like, I try and watch as much of, like, what I was saying in the beginning of who I want to become or what pieces of the person I want to become, right? So right now, I'm going heavy on only listening to these two people talk currently, Gary Vaynerchuk and Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. I honestly was unaware of Nipsey Hussle until he was shot and killed, which is the saddest thing ever. I hate that that's why I found out who he is. But rest in peace. Amazing person. Everybody, please watch him and Gary Vee if you want, right? If you don't want to, okay. But they're the ones right now who I'm just kind of flooding myself with, because since I'm at home, I kind of have to control what I consume. And what I consume, I think this is a big thing for people. I think this is a really good way to hack yourself as a human being. This is kind of down the route of what I want to talk about and how, because I kind of want to, I'm going to explain. This might be a little bit longer, so we're going to try and go through all the things in my mind, because now I can kind of feel them ramping up. I can feel me getting excited. I can feel the things flowing out of me. This is like the person that I like to be when I get excited, right? Because that's kind of what I always want, because that's where I'm getting to right now is with the Wineboxpapi of doing 14 videos a week. I was super excited to make that my full-time job. Like, that was my main fucking goal. Like, let's do this. What the fuck is it going to take? What's everybody else doing? Like, and to me, it was like, what's crazy? Like, what's good to somebody? 7 days a week is good. Awesome. I'm going to do 14. And I was also doing 2 more podcasts that week. And I couldn't do that now because my North Star, as Gary Vaynerchuk says, the thing you're looking, the thing that drives you, the thing that's in your mind only, that drives you to accomplish these things and do these awful, boring things. editing, right? Like, editing is boring as fuck. The only fun part of this is talking on the camera and talking to you guys when you guys DM me and shit like that and respond to comments. But editing sucks. And that's the part that makes you money. That's the job right there. The job isn't the video at all. That's effortless. Well, for me at least, I don't know about other people, but for me, I just sit down and I just say whatever, improv some hilarious shit. But the editing part is like, how much are you willing to take of the editing? And I don't think I could do 2 comedy Wineboxpapi videos a day of myself, right? Like I could do one by myself and I want to hire somebody. But I think my new North Star, I was thinking about it, and I think these are going to go really hand in hand very well, is I really want to start doing skits, and I've said this for so long, but the problem with doing skits is it takes a lot. With doing things on here, I talked to you guys about doing the cloth and bongs thing, and I did it. I made the video. But when I make the video and if it doesn't feel right and if it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel sustainable, then I'm not going to do it. But the main thing I did was I did it and I edited it and I tried it and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's just not on brand, I don't think. Maybe down the road as a little side thing here and there. We could add it into this if we want to. But I want to, this one, here's what I was kind of theorizing last night. So this is all fresh, pretty much. This idea is fresh. This is fresh as fuck. So when I want to use this channel as to kind of document and explain what I'm going through. I don't know. I've always wanted to see, I said this before about stand-up, but I think I want to see it more of somebody developing into what it can be. Maybe I'm just being a little too optimistic or thinking highly of myself, but another goal, New Year's resolution of my goal is to not underplay myself like I just did right there. And I wrote down, something I wrote down, I'm not going to read it because it was deep as fuck, but something I wrote down in my notes was I took the pedal off. I never took the pedal off of grinding since I dropped out of college, because I was like, I know what could happen if you just don't go hard as fuck. I was working 16 hours a day, and by working in the beginning was just reading, learning, and trying things. And I think, I kind of wish I documented more of that as well. And I think documenting this from here on out could be cool. If it fails, then, my kids or family members down the road, anybody can watch it and see it and maybe make a path for themselves and make it work for them. Or, best case scenario, it works. I don't think there's a loss right there. I think that sounds fun. I think other people might be interested in it. And if they're not, that's absolutely fine. But back to what I was saying with where I didn't take the pedal off from when I dropped out. So I dropped out, let's just say January 2016, okay? So now we're 2019. So from that exact point to now, about probably 2 weeks ago, I did not ever stop, take a step back, and look, ever. And it kind of just sunk in a little bit what, damn, because I kind of look, I was like, oh shit. I have all of this shit set up, and I'm not here to boast, but I never took it in and was like, you did all of this in a short time span. And it kind of, because I didn't know what I could accomplish in a year. People usually, what is it? They think they can do more in 10 years than they really can, and they think they can do less in a year than they really can. I think people just undermine what they can do in a year and how they can change as a person in a year. And all these serendipitous things are coming out. On YouTube, I just randomly was seeing people talk about changing up your content a year or two into it, and I was like, oh yeah, what do you know? And we're not changing up well, we are in a good way. We're gonna keep the 90 Day Fiance. We're always gonna be doing that, but I'm also going to be supplementing it. This is my new North Star. It's I want to do skits, like I said, but they're more than just I want them to be good. I just don't. So I want to do the skits, and they're going to be kind of written and improv at the same time. There's going to be a written structure, kind of like stand-up, right? Written structure, improv in between, and see what works. So I want to write these because I don't trust my writing. My writing is not good. I am not a good comedy writer. I'm not a good writer fucking at all. Not even close. So I need to work on that heavily. Hopefully that can be worked on. I think that is something that is extremely valuable, and I have to do it. So if I'm working on writing for comedy skits for Wineboxpapi, like I have tons of ideas. I think they're going to be hilarious. But the two problems are, is if I should do it, I be every character, or do I get people to be every character? My thing is, I want to be every character. I think that would be funnier. I also hate having to expect something from. That's my another like. The Gary Vaynerchuk thing is not expecting anything from people, and that's been one of the things that have been ruining my life. Is like expecting things from other people, right? Expecting how they should act, expecting. Maybe my outlook on them has kind of negatively just made my outlook on others like that. So I don't want it to be that way. And I think I might just do that until it'll just be me until I find the right people. I think that would work out very well. And I think that'll go hand in hand with that getting stronger. Then the stand-up will get stronger. And I think those two will support themselves and bring them up. And I think if they're good, I don't see why you guys wouldn't like it while it's supplemented with the 90-Day Fiancé content. So I think that's a win-win for everybody. But on this channel, this is what I thought about yesterday. Man, I'm talking a lot. Let me know what I can do. If you guys don't like how this is off the dome, actually, I'm not going to change anything about this podcast. I'm just being myself. There's nothing I can do. But if you don't like it, leave it a thumbs down if you want. I don't give a shit. I think this would be really, really cool because I find this fascinating when I love this one podcast. Oh, fuck. If you look it up, he just interviewed Kevin Hart, where they explain jokes. I haven't listened to the one about where he talks to Kevin Hart, but they explain their jokes and stuff like that. So what if I did stand up, right? And then I did stand up and I did that joke, whatever it is, whatever story because I storytell. It's observational storytelling comedy, kind of like Louis C.K. type shit. Kevin Hart, most people are observational. So I do that, and then I make a skit out of the stand-up, right? So these are very lofty. Like, this is not easy. It's easy to be way easier said than done. And then make a skit about the stand-up, reflecting it and showing more in depth of kind of what's going on in my mind and how I kind of visualize it, right? So you get your own visual on stage, and then I can kind of show you mine, and then I would want to come on here on the podcast and explain both. And I think that would be fascinating too. And I would increase the content on here, right? Like I would just do that whenever I have it. That would be down the road right now because I had to take a little bit of time off of stand-up. Like I can't be focusing on moving out of my office, doing all of this stuff right now and trying to rebrand and be focusing on all of that. So once I move in May 1st, then I can start really just like throwing myself back into, because I've heard, like I've done a couple moves before, but only into college, so it wasn't like super difficult. So this is my first like real move, and I've heard they're like harder than you think. So I think after that, everything's going, once I get settled in, I'll throw myself into it like that. And I think with this, I just kind of, as I grow and what I learn, I kind of just want to talk about the things that I think could impact people, things that I think other people could use, little tidbits that I think people could change their lives with. Because there's little things. If you just act upon these ways, I think it could easily change your life if you act on them. Like you can't just think about doing push-ups. You have to do them if I show you how to do them, right? Like if I say, like, to me, what creates success is how much boring shit are you willing to do for that? For example, are you willing to edit every single fucking day to be a YouTuber? That's boring shit. Are you willing to be a fucking cook and do stupid cook stuff? The boring parts of cook stuff. The prepping for the night, like you have to refill everything at night and you have to clean up everything. All that boring shit you hate, the tedious stuff, is it worth it? If you're a mechanic, is it worth doing that tedious stuff you have to do? Is it worth putting up with that boringness? And I think if I can kind of explain these things a little bit deeper and like explain just things that if I can curate things after I become a practitioner of them, right? I'm not going to just tell you something because some fucking guy said it, and I'm going to be like, hey, I agree. Yo, he's probably right. I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to talk to you guys first or talk to you guys after and see how it works out and kind of just talk about where I come from and why I would implement that. I think just kind of growing and seeing where Mark Carsky and Wineboxpapi can go. I wish I had a timer so it could like tell me. I have one on the camera, but it's kind of blocked by my camera rig. Oh, fuck. Am I out of time? Because they can only record 30 minutes. Isn't that lame? Think about that. That's a $2,000 camera. Can record 30 minutes, then you got to press record again because there's a law. And I guarantee you it has to do with men taking pictures of women's titties or videotaping them. On God, guaranteed. Probably not. So I think that might surmise my thoughts. Currently, I think, obviously, you guys can see that my thoughts are heavily sporadic and they're kind of just all over the place. I met with somebody a couple days ago, a homie from kindergarten, who's now really into branding and all this stuff. Fucking so good. Super passionate. It's really hard to find passionate people like that, or people who understand when you talk crazy, right? Like when I'm being super hyper and passionate about what I want to do and all my thoughts of the future, I feel like people would either find it corny or like intense or too much or maybe taken back by it. But I think I have to lean more into that because that's when I feel the purest, the most excited. That's when I love life the most, is when I can openly talk super excited about something and other people don't have to reciprocate. But when I'm talking to somebody and I can literally feel the conversation like hit a dead wall, or if I'm talking to them, I can see our future hitting a dead wall or that conversation. It's just like if you when you throw an idea at somebody and they go, oh, okay, but that's shit. Like, fuck you. Like, okay, you're worthless for this conversation. You see where my expectations of people, like, I would love for the person to go, okay, and even if it's like a negative thing to what I have to say, I would rather you say something negative for me to rebuttal than just go, yeah, I like that shit. I say that shit as I say all of this into a microphone, and I can never get an instant response back. But yeah, I think I just spewed enough shit there to kind of just get it out there, get it off my chest at the moment, and probably the next podcast, whenever the fuck it comes out, I will talk about whatever. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you maybe like saw in here that you would want me to like pick out and expand on more, because I know a main thing about me is like the way I talk, I feel like in my mind, I understand what I explain, but then sometimes people either misunderstand what I say or I didn't explain it fully. So we just got hit by the recording limit. So if there's anything that like I didn't explain enough or something you want expanded on or something I maybe just, I don't know, skimmed over and then just fucking completely forgot about, let me know. Or if you thought this was absolutely garbage and a terrible fucking idea, let me know. I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I love hearing from you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much. And before we end this, if you appreciate me or my dog, or if I've ever made you laugh or you think he's cute as shit, consider supporting me and him over at patreon.com/wineboxpapi or YouTube membership. Or there's honestly a bunch of ways you can do it. I'm not going to explain them all here. If you want to go down below into the description underneath this video or wherever you're listening, there should be a description as well. Check those out. If not, I completely understand. Share this around. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is so fucking important, guys. I appreciate you so much. I'm not sure what to call this podcast. Mark Carsky. Mwah.